One of Canada's premier First Nations artists. He's a painter, writer, keynote speaker, and workshop facilitator. You know, I've wanted to have you on for a long time. Aaron Paquette, how's it going, man?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You're on your, your book tour right now. Tell us about your brand new book.
Well, yeah, my new book is called Light Finder. It's a best-selling young adult novel, and it's about a young Cree girl named Aisling. She's got to go back to the res. A tragedy happened. When she gets there, she finds out that her younger brother, Eric, has run away. So she's got to go out with her cookum, her auntie, a couple of young men she barely knows, and try to find him through the wilderness. And as they go, they find out that the myths, the legends, the stories that she was raised on have a grain of truth to them, and that she's got a growing power of her own. So the question is, will they reach her brother in time, or will he fall into darkness? So the chase is on. It ends in war.
The reviews on this book so far, Aaron, are pretty good.
Pretty happy about that. Pretty excited that people are really warming to it. You know, I wrote it for, in my mind, for Indigenous youth, but it turns out that, you know, the story, I guess, I mean, our stories are so universal that everyone's sort of latching onto it.
Let's go back. Tell us about the story. One thing that really intrigues me about yourself is you and the incident on the high-level bridge. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you know, I was in a really dark time in my life, and I was 19 years old, and I didn't know where my life was going, or I didn't feel like I fit into this society, you know, and I found myself in the middle of the high-level bridge, and I got up on the rails, and I just thought, you know, my life is going to be so much easier if I just go forward and let go and fly away.
Wow.
But, you know, as I stood there, I suddenly felt this warmth coming up my body, against my chest, against my skin, a bright light. I opened my eyes, and there, in the middle of the valley, was the rising sun. And, you know, I heard the voice of a loved one say to me, you know, in my memory, I heard that voice in my ear. It said, the reason we're here is to laugh. And, you know what? I started to cry, because I felt all that inherited pain, all that burden, all that generational trauma, just sort of slip off my shoulders, the weight of it. You know, obviously I had a long time to get over all of it, but it was the first step for me. And I learned a couple things that day, man. I learned that, one, I can't let anyone define my value for me. So to anyone listening, don't let anyone tell you what you're worth. Only you can do that. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, only you know for sure.
Right.
And the second thing I learned is that when we listen to the spirits of our ancestors, when we listen to what's in our heart, and when we believe in the power of whatever you want to call it, for me it's creator. When you believe in that, you can then go forward and you can create the kind of life you want.
Wow. You've talked to many people over the course of the last couple of years. I mean, what is the message you want to give out to people, basically?
Well, I guess the message would be the world is full of darkness.
Right.
There's a lot of pain, tragedy. You know, you see it in the news every day, war, bloodshed, poverty, all this stuff, right? But they tell you that because that's what sells, man. Like that's what people latch onto. You get that fear response, so you're going to read it. And then you get filled with fear. Your whole life gets filled with fear. But the fact is, if you look around, you look at your life, you look at your loved ones, you look at when you, like, engage in your culture, all of that is beautiful, positive, powerful stuff. And that's what life really is. Right. It's not what you see in the headlines. It's what you see in your heart.
Sure. And we were talking about this off air, is with so many negative things going on in the world about, you know, ISIS and the world economy and all that. How does one stay, I guess it's grounded. How does one stay happy?
Right. Well, you know, here's the thing. First of all, turn off the news for a week. Just try that and see how your life changes. Wow. I mean, everyone says, you know, I got to stay informed. I got to stay informed. And I agree with that. But we overdose on information, man. Like, what are we doing with this information?
Yeah.
What are we doing with staying informed? We're just getting depressed. Let's put it frank. For Indigenous people, the world is tough enough as it is.
Yep.
Don't let the world's problems become your problems.
That's right.
Deal with your stuff one thing at a time. Have those small successes, and you're going to find that your life feels a whole lot better.
Aaron Paquette in the studio with me this afternoon. His brand new book, Light Finder, out. Where can folks get your book, Aaron?
Well, gee, you know, it's kind of tough right now. I think there's 3 copies left here in town.
It's doing pretty darn good.
Yeah. So the best thing to do right now is to order it online. It's going through a 3rd printing right now.
Okay.
And, you know, if you order online, they'll log that, and as soon as that new printing is out, they'll ship it out to you.
Aaron, you know, it's a pleasure having you in. I wish we had more time with you. If people need more information or to recruit you for a speaking engagement, where can they get a hold of you, man?
Right. They can just go to my website, aaronpaquette.net, or just Google me. They'll find me really easily. It's been so awesome being here. You're such a great guy.
Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it.